Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Hi friends and family, welcome to Cooking with Victor Jesse. Today I'm going to have a special guest cooking with me. We're going to be making spinach ricotta tacos, and I'd like to introduce Doug and I's friend, Garrett.
Hello everybody.
Hi Garrett, how are you today?
Doing pretty good.
So welcome to the show. So today we're making ricotta spinach tacos. Now, quick question, do you do a lot of cooking at home?
A little bit.
A little bit, so okay, cool. So you should be good, you won't burn the house down, right?
I'll try not to.
Okay, cool.
No promises.
Oh my god, thank god we have a fire extinguisher just around the corner, so we're good to go.
Alright.
Okay, cool. So first thing I think we're going to do is let's get our skillet. Have you done electric skillet before?
A couple times. I'll follow.
There should be a dial off to the side. I think we can get it to about a medium heat.
Alright. We're good.
Okay, so, and then we'll add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, so it's about a couple of turns. Just a quick turn. There you go. It's perfect. So we'll let that heat up, and while that's heating, go ahead and slice up your onion through there. And then while you're doing the onion, oh, I thought you were going to use the slicer.
I thought this would be. I'm familiar with this. I'm not familiar with that. That's too technical for me. I can't
Oh,
handle it.
really? Oh, I can't handle this either. 'Cause half the time I can't remember what blade to use. Let me move this a knife away from you. Sorry. So since we're not going to use that, I'm going to get rid of this guy.
Alright.
Cuts his head off.
All right. So pardon me just a second, guys, for a quick adjust. How's that?
I can't tell yet.
Oh, you got it. It's fine. I saw.
There.
There's always a delay with Facebook. And you never know, like, to chop folks' head off. Because remember that happened to me once, guys? All right, so we're going to put that over there.
Oh, it looks like it's still doing it.
There. I think I got it. Oh well, what can you do? All right, so you just finished your onion, right?
Yep. I didn't wait for you. Sorry.
No, you're fine. So let me grab my knife. So I'm gonna do my garlic. So well, just keep an eye on that. And usually you can tell when your pan's nice and hot is when your oil starts to separate.
Okay.
So keep an eye on that. So I'm gonna ask. So how have you been doing, like lately with this heat and all? I mean, God, 100 degrees, right? Isn't that crazy?
It's too much.
Mhm.
I've lived here for 30 years. I still can't stand the heat.
Yeah, I think I've been here for like 7 years, no, 8, 9, 10 years. I don't know. I lost count. I think I'm becoming part of the cactus.
You're not that old yet.
Well, that's true. That's true. I'm not that old yet. So, but yeah, it's so hot, and we've been having really extreme mugginess. And now, you know, thing about getting old, y'all, is gotta have these readers on sometimes. Lord have mercy, can't see stuff. I don't want to have fingers in our food, right? If someone misses stuff. So, what do you think about Virgin Galactic? What do you think about that? Is that something that you would consider doing? Well, first of all, it's expensive, right?
Yeah. If I had the money, I would definitely take the trip.
Oh yeah.
They were only up what 20 minutes.
Right.
It wasn't that all a great deal of a long flight. So.
Right. I think you could have more of a thrill at the Tower of Terror at Disney than that. But no, I think that would be cool.
I'm not a big fan of roller coasters, so maybe a better second guess there.
Right. Or you could get some anti-nauseous pills or something to do before you go on that. I know Jeff Bezos did his trip on Tuesday, and I'm okay with it. But the thing I'm having, you know, me being a tree hugger to a degree, is I'm having issues with the whole polluting. Every time a rocket goes in the sky, we're polluting the air. So to me, that's like, okay, global warming. But that's not a real thing, right, guys? It's just totally science fiction, huh?
It's a conspiracy theory.
Right? I believe that too. It's totally phony baloney.
But I guess I never give that much thought because of the you know, you get so excited about the technology and the
Right.
leaps in advancements in, you know, the space race and everything that you just don't really think. Not everyone thinks about that kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think too much about it, because every time I turn around, I'm like, there was an airline that was flying over LA, and they were too low, and they dumped the fuel for whatever reason.
I did hear about
And
that.
I'm like, oh my gosh, that's gonna, cause great pollution. So I'm like, jeez.
Children on the playground.
Yeah, the children on the school playgrounds were getting sick, and I'm like, oh, gravy. But I guess I am one of those people that see it happening, and I'm like, this morning on the news, China and some of the areas was totally flooded, and they're like, I'm like, okay, well, we're dying of heat and fires, and on the East Coast, y'all getting soaked. I'm like, I don't know if I really want to pick the fires, but definitely, I don't think I want to drown either. So I usually go like that, and it's still pretty cold. So let's dial up the heat a little bit over there. So let's see if we can get that going just a little bit. So where did you get us at? Yeah, that's good. 375. So while that's heating, just loosely, you can go ahead and loosely chop that cilantro for us. Do we have any watchers yet? Nope, just us?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So we have a special guest, Garrett, cooking. We have a studio audience, so it's not just an audience of one Doug. It's an audience.
Not this time.
Not this time, it's an audience of two. And believe it or not, the cats are actually staying chill, guys, so that's good.
Stranger danger.
Stranger danger, right? They're not going to come out.
Exactly.
All right, so I think that looks perfect, Garrett. So this is actually I would think it's more of a vegetarian meal, guys. It's just ricotta and spinach, but we're going to add chicken for protein. So we're going to actually adjust the recipe a little different as we go along. So I think at this point, we're going to have Garrett put our chicken into the skillet and start cooking that. And then I'm going to do the ricotta mixture. So over here, let's see. Okay, so I'm going to put my garlic into my medium bowl. One garlic mince. We probably don't have a lot of watchers because I didn't heavily promote this, and plus I wasn't sure if we were going to do this live or not. So it was like a last minute thing there, which is okay. So garlic, 1 clove of garlic, and we can go. Oh, and then we need so we're going to do about 18 ounces of ricotta. Let me grab this spoon. So this is 15 ounces, and then I'm going to eyeball the rest of the ricotta. So it's 15, I'm going to say about, I think that's 18. We're going to call that 18. Okay. Cilantro, garlic, a medium bowl. See, okay, so we're going to about a 1/4 teaspoon of clove or so. Actually, I'm going to get a wooden spoon for that. So in that chicken, you could probably go ahead and add that onion to the chicken too now. So that way the onion will cook with the flavors of your meat.
Can I break them up or just leave them?
Yeah, I would break them up. That's better. Let's add the cilantro. You're doing fabulous over there, Mr. Garrett.
Hey,
How do you feel about being called Mr. Garrett?
Mr. Garrett, I feel like I'm in summer camp.
You know, and I used to crack up, but I don't like it when people say Mr. DeLeo. I'm like, Mr. DeLeo, is that my father? I'm not my father. I'm not that old enough to be Mr. DeLeo.
Are we good, or do we want to have the rest of the day?
I think we're good there. I think that's plenty. Oh, comment? No comments? It's just probably only you watching, right?
Yeah.
Let's go. How we looking though, Jack? Good?
Good.
Excellent. So we just want to get that chicken cooked all the way through and then get that onion. So it's just
Trying to get some of the onion down to the pan so it kind of cooks with the chicken, but
right.
I want to make sure the chicken cooks first.
But yeah, usually you'll be okay with the chicken cooking through. And just let the onions hang out. And if you wanted to, another quick tip on that is if you do steam, it'll cook a little faster and get that onion to get translucent a little faster if you want to.
Yeah, what's the best way to do that?
We'll just use our lid.
The lid.
Can you imagine?
So simple. What do you
Right.
know?
It's always the simple things in life, right?
Always.
Right. On that note, it's time for a sip of absolutely fabulous cocktail provided by my love over there, Douglas Furness. To you, dear. To my cook over here. To our studio audience member one. Yay! Kermit the Frog. Yay! Oh, I don't think that's how he did it. I think he did it like that, right? That looks like T-Rex arms, huh? Look like Trump. Oops. Okay, so what are we doing? So we got our ricotta mix and cilantro all stirred up in there. So we're waiting for the chicken to cook. So add onion, stirring until lightly brown 1 to 2 minutes. Stir and combine, cook until onion begins to soften 2 minutes. So we're kind of doing things around. And so when we get our chicken and the onion translucent, then we're going to add our green chilies, and then we'll add our cumin, and then we'll add a dash of salt-free Southwest Chipotle seasoning blend.
Extra spice.
Brought to you by Good and Gather. No MSG. But yeah, everybody knows we all like a little kick, right, guys? So, all right. So let's see how we doing over there. Because you know they say
Pretty good. We give it a couple more minutes.
a watch pot and it boils, right?
Never will.
Never will. Not in this lifetime. This is our corn tortillas. We'll heat those up in a few. Okay, so yeah, what else is going on here? What do you hear?
Just right now, just got to avoid this heat. The heat's just been crazy. Drinking lots and lots of water.
Did you hear there's this guy that was here visiting out of town, and he was laying out by the pool all day, right? And I'm sure he wasn't drinking enough water. So he's texting his friends, right, guys? And he says, I don't feel good, but I'm making my way to Hunter's. And next thing you know, just like that, boom, dead. And heat exhaustion, 50 years old. And his poor friend's like, oh my God.
That's wow. I can't believe something like that. You never know.
Right, because people don't take it serious in how hot it is. You know, it's just crazy. We saw this one guy. He was out hiking on one of the trails here, no shirt, socks and shoes. I'm like, with one little water. I was like, what's wrong with you? And then we saw some friends on Facebook. They were out there hiking in 114-degree weather, and I'm like, that's nice. I'm gonna hike myself right to the sofa and stay under the AC, or hike myself to the gym, rather than being out there. I'm like, y'all crazy. I'm not trying to have all that. It's just too hot for me. Too hot for you, Colleen? Colleen's nods yes. Too hot for you, Doug?
Yeah.
Doug, yeah.
Way too hot. I think it also really just goes to show you that you really have to like live life, because you never know
Right.
when you're likely just going an instant for anything, not just the heat.
Right. That's true. You can just, yeah, just amazing. You have to be so careful of things. There's like these poor people that are losing their homes. I think, what is it, the fire over in Beaufort? Is it Beaufort? Beaufort. Beaufort. Hi, my name is Victor and I'm Beaufort. No, what was that show Dixon had? Was it Beaufort? Did you ever see that show? Beaufort. Beaufort T. Justice, wasn't it?
I'd say I watched the original, but I'm sure on my end it was the reruns.
Oh.
I watched the regular TV show.
Wasn't that 1970 something or other when it aired? Anybody? Yeah. I think I saw on the original run. I think reruns for me would have been Brady Bunch. Colleen, don't.
Yeah.
You're not helping Colleen. Sniggering at me.
Oh yeah, that's really
See, that looks perfect, guys.
Oh yeah, it's already onions are already going translucent on us.
Yeah, and then every now and again on Saturday, when we're killing time before we switch over to a movie or whatever, just checking Facebook, catching up on emails and all that mess, we'll swing through Me TV and watch Mama's Family with Vicki Lawrence
Oh, I love that.
and Gilligan's Island. It's just so predictable. You just can't help but laugh. But it's like, okay, I'm starting to really feel old. Let me just go ahead and get rid of some of those white hairs up in there. All right, so that looks great. Now we're gonna add a half a teaspoon of ground cumin. There you go. Looks good. And then we're going to add, the recipe had initially called for, I want to say, what was it, 4 ounces of green chilies? Yeah, 4 ounces, but yeah, no such luck. So we're going to do, how much was that? 10?
So are you gonna do just about half of this?
No, actually, the more is better.
More is better.
Yeah, more is better in this case.
Plus we did the chicken, so I think it'll
Right.
absorb nicely. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to make great flavors. As Rachel Ray says, we need smell-o-vision, right, guys? Because it just smells
Right,
so
It
good.
does smell
It really
so
does.
good.
And so now we're going to add a splash of the chipotle sauce. So I'm just going to come in and eyeball it. That should be good, not too hot. And then what we'll do on this one is, because there's a lot of liquid here, let's go ahead and cook down the liquid a little bit.
Okay.
And let it kind of cook out. So, and then let's see, I think I need to be doing something else here too, but let me see. Stir and combine cooking onions soften, add chiles, spinach, add spinach in the batches.
I think once we cook down the liquid a little more,
Yeah.
spinach will probably.
Right, we need to get rid of the liquid for sure before we add in the spinach. And then we're gonna add our spinach in. But yeah, good idea, break up some of the meat a little bit. So wow, this is the first time for me not being up in the pan, huh, to
Mm-hmm.
cook it.
And this is my first time behind the pan in quite some time because, yeah, I spent a lot of time in the kitchen, but I'm always making myself snacks, never actually dinner.
Dinner, oh yeah. It's kind of hard, especially when you're working full time.
Yes, exactly.
I found that when I used to work at Washington Mutual Bank, guys, that I would make dinner and only eat half and then put the other half away, and that was my lunch at work. And everybody's like, how do you always eat good food, Victor? I'm like, well, first of all, I don't make that much money. And second of all, I can't afford to go downstairs and eat at Subway or, what was it? Not Subway, there's another shop, Quiznos.
Oh,
And I said, plus all that bread will pack on the way too. So it's just better to go to the lunchroom and pack my own lunch.
I think that's another good reason that this recipe ended up being a good decision is because I'm not a big fan of bread, but the tortillas I don't really mind.
Yeah, and you can get away with tortillas. I got corn tortillas. And corn tortillas, this is actually white corn. Well, actually, it's not really telling me. Oh, here it is, yeah. So if you're taking your 12 servings per container, I actually had them bunch me up 20. And another thing that cracks me up about my readers is I feel like my teacher, because, she always said, Mr. DeLeo, Mr. Victor, right? And then she would look down, and then she'd look up at me, and I'm just like, that seems kind of, I just wanted to go to her. But, okay. So no, I'm doing it. Mr. Victor, what's going? Okay, so it's 80 calories, total fat 0, saturated fat 0. So we're doing pretty good here. Trans fat 0, cholesterol 0, sodium 0, carbs 17. And if you're concerned about carbs, unless you're eating tortillas nonstop, then it would be an issue. Okay, so dietary fiber 2 grams, sugar 0, includes 0 added sugars, protein 2 grams, 4%, vitamin D, calcium 49. Isn't this exciting? Nutrition 101. Iron 0, 36 milligrams, potassium 30. So essentially, I would say flour tortillas are the creatures that you have to watch out for, because even if you get those spinach wraps, Doug and I have been comparing on those things, and it's like, okay, so this must be healthy, right? That's telling me there's 800 grams of sodium. So what do I want to choose? The spinach infused wrapped, or do I want to go almost the regular, which is weighing it at 230? And like I said, unless you eat a flour tortilla for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which that's kind of how I grew up. I wasn't really a bread lover, but you know, Mexican household, took tortilla for everything. But if you can do corn, it's like you're actually going to do better for yourself. So, but yeah, you know, anything that's supposed to be healthy, you have to watch it and just read these things because it's like, man, I just ate that and now I feel like usually if you use a heavy flour and heavy lard back in the day, because my mom used to make tortillas because that's how my dad taught her how to make tortillas. And when she first tried, she rolled them out and they looked like squares. It was hilarious. But they're it's really, 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 really thick flour tortilla, and you just eat one and you feel heavy. So, but yeah, so this is the best way to go. That's looking good.
Yeah, it's cooked in quite a bit.
So I think when we add in our spinach, I'm gonna venture over to the stove and heat up some tortillas real quick.
Sounds good.
All right. So and then I don't think. So when you're ready, you just go ahead and add in your spinach over there.
All right.
Now I think I'm going to be out. Oh no, I think I'm in frame, but you can see the back of me.
Leave me on camera all by myself, huh?
All by myself. Ooh, I guess I could put you on tortillas, huh?
I actually think I'm sweating.
Huh?
It shows I'm not acclimated to cooking over the stove. I'm like sweating sheets over here.
Sweating bullets, huh?
Sweating bullets.
Okay, so this tortilla is not working. I guess we're gonna have to skip this tortilla for a taco. It's not really working.
That means it's fresh.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, it's
Very fresh.
Absolutely right. It's very fresh. So you know, I could talk back out here in the back of the peanut gallery spec. Here you go.
And grab your drink to get more talkative.
Mm-hmm. No, I can talk. I'm social. Talking's not easy. I think I got that gift of gab from my mom. Talk to strangers at the grocery store. She goes, well, how is she going to find something? We're going to run around the aisles, looking up and down, she can't find it. Just walk up, excuse me, can you help me find something? I guess that works.
I was always the same way with my my first marriage. My wife would always ask me, "Oh, where did you meet that person?" "Oh, on the Sunbus."
Right.
I would just talk to whoever, whenever, wherever. What's it hurt, right?
Right, it doesn't hurt. And then you know what? When I was in Seattle, when I first moved up there, I took transit and I would sit down and say hi to someone. They just look at me like, why are you talking? I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm like, I guess this is not a small town.
And in Seattle, that's unusual. Usually you see people a little more, engaging.
Yeah, no, they had their earbuds on and they're reading their book. They don't have time. And then when cell phones came out, then everybody, of course, has their face in the cell phone.
Right.
Phew, that's hot.
I think we're broken down pretty good here. I'm going to start adding the spinach.
Yeah, definitely add your spinach. I think I will. Oh yeah, go ahead, you're fine. Usually when I do tortillas, when I warm up tortillas, I just throw them on the open flame and just Mexican style.
That's exactly how I would do it too.
I never used a pan.
Right. It's funny that I reference Mexican style, but I can say that because, well, you know. Evelyn? Hi, Evelyn. How are you, honey? We're making chicken ricotta spinach tacos. Phew. I think I need to turn that gas down just a little bit and burn myself senseless. And the trick too is like if you have it too low, then the problem is you wind up sticking to the grate.
The problem I always had was not cooking the tortillas enough, so then when you fold them, they break off the bottom.
Oh yeah. See, this is usually about. That's good. I think that's going to be good.
I usually cook them all the way to a little color.
Yeah, to a slight crisp will give you some good.
Not quite. We don't want tostadas though.
No, no, we're not doing tostadas today. Not today. You know what I do when that gets away from me? I'm like, hey, quit running away from my love. Let me get over there and cook.
There you
Why are you trying to wander away? I promise it's a good marriage.
go. Right?
So far I've got 2 tortillas.
Yeah.
We're gonna have, I'm doing like 2, so we all have 2, 4, 6, 8 tortillas in. Can you count? 2,
Right?
You get 2, that's the use.
Mm.
You know the best thing about this cooking show, guys, I love, is it is not scripted.
No. Anything but.
Anything but, and I'm totally winging it too. I think if it was scripted, I think I'd be like,
Do you know how long it would take you to make a show if it was scripted
Too
and
long.
to get it the way you want?
too long. I'm sure I'd get an ulcer by the time I figured it out. Either that or a few more white hairs.
I got a few from you guys to spare. You're welcome to half of
Oh,
mine.
no, thank you, but no, thank you, I'm good to go. Oops, there was a tortilla to the floor.
Well,
Someone wanted it.
I know, that's so.
It was Evelyn. wanted
Evelyn
that
did it,
tortilla.
Evelyn. Oh, yeah. I'm sending some jinx out there.
See, she wants some spinach too, apparently.
Apparently. The floor must be hungry, huh?
Exactly.
It's gonna be hearty and healthy. So you guys like my new apron? So this is given to my hermano Jorge. The last time we were out at Disney. So it was funny, I was doing my hair right, and I sprayed the cowlick so it stayed down, and then I was trying to do the front, and I went, oops, I ran out of hairspray in my boat.
Oh no.
well,
I was like, I hope it stays. Is there hair in my food?
Sure.
No. I don't see no hairnet back there. Hey, quit it now. Two, three, four. What did I say? 8, right?
Yeah.
So we don't have music today because usually we get in trouble. We get flagged for the music,
Oh yeah.
copyright, and then plus we have some friends of ours that are, I don't want to say it without sounding rude. I know it's there, hearing impaired. I have a hearing impediment is the proper way to say it. I think it's impediment's the appropriate way to say it. Anyway, well, I hope I don't offend anybody for what I just
Hearing
said, but
challenge.
when you have music in the background, it overpowers, can be distracting to us talking and describing the food.
Right.
But I don't know about you guys, I love music while I'm cooking, especially if I'm not live. Like, I make the best salsa when I'm having the margarita and listening to Latin music salsa.
mhm.
But the problem with that is, sometimes I get carried away, it is too hot. And so the next day, you're like, he's like, whoa.
Tracy's watching.
Hi, Tracy. Is that the sunshine wave? Hi. The sunshine wave. Oh, wait, wax on, wax off. That's what it is. The wax on. Paint the fence, Victor. Up, down. Okay. Well, you know, it's a really good show. Doug and I were watching. I don't know if you guys seen it. It's called Cobra Kai on Netflix.
Yeah, I actually caught most of that. I hope they come up with a new season.
I heard that. Yeah, it was in the works.
I think that's one of the biggest things that keeps me on to shows is when they use the same actors and actresses
Mm-hmm.
and they keep the flow.
Yeah, our show. What was it? NCIS New Orleans. They left us on a cliffhanger. I was like, oh, that stinks.
And then they're canceled.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I love Scott Bakula.
6. Oh, I got 2 more to go.
You ever watch Quantum Leap?
Oh my God! Now you're really aging me. Thank you.
Hey, I used to watch Quantum Leap.
Good on reruns, right?
Yeah, probably at the age that I was watching it, yeah.
Syndication reruns, sir. Because I remember when it first came out. I don't know. I was watching it, but then I think life started going, where I was busy with homework and it's been things that. But you know what? I told Doug, I said, "Look, if you want a dose of Scott Bakula, we can watch Enterprise and see a younger Scott Bakula, right, Dick?"
Mm-hmm.
So then we were finished. We watched Star Trek Voyager, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, 7 seasons of it. I said, "You're lucky, Doug, because I had 7 long years of my life to watch these shows, right?" So then after that, then I said, "Okay, well, let's watch Enterprise." And then now it's definitely, I told Doug, it's definitely something to get used to, because when you're used to a certain show, then it's like, okay, well, this is different.
Tracy says, bring Quantum Leap back.
Quantum Leap, yes, but maybe, I think we could turn that off. But maybe Tracy, instead of Scott Bakula playing the Traveler through Quantum Leap, maybe he could be the guy that had the control pad and sent him on his missions. Listen.
The only thing I don't like about that is then you have to actually find someone that can fill Scott Bakula's shoes as the Traveler, which
Yeah.
kind of
He was good.
It was good, but then you wouldn't want. Can you imagine with Scott Bakula? Ooh, my hip hurts trying to.
Yeah. Trying to.
Ooh, my hip hurts, y'all.
No more bouncing and landing into different times like that.
Right. He'd have to like land in all soft shoe, wake up in a bed or something on the sofa, or the recliner that if you push the button it throws you out.
There you go.
Remember those things? Oh my god.
This is kind of pretty good.
Okay, so there's our chicken ricotta and stuff. All right, let's see. What are we doing next, y'all? Moving right along. Add remaining 2 cloves of garlic and cook it until the spinach. Oopsie. Well, we need to add 2 cloves of garlic. But what we're going to do is we're going to use the jar garlic.
Okay.
So, when in a pinch, use the garlic. The garlic? Is that what it sounds like? The garlic? Victor, when did you learn to speak yesterday, John Judge? Oh no, honey, really need more than that.
I turned it back on like super low.
Oh, okay, yeah. Now we're gonna. That's good. That'll be delicious. And nutritious. If you don't believe me, ask the dishes. Beauty and the Beast. And now we're gonna have a big old mess to clean up. Thank God I have done. The cleanup's always a mess. Okay, season with salt, transfer to a bowl, and keep warm. Well, we're not doing that, so. Ooh, she's pretty. What's her name? Sydney Sweeney. Palm Springs Life. Isn't she pretty? She's very pretty. So we're using this magazine and a plate stand holder as our recipe holder. All right. So warm tortillas in a dry skillet or wrap in a damp towel in the microwave. We're going to do that mess. Divide the spinach mixture in among the tortillas with the ricotta mixture and a spoonful of salsa verde. Serve full salsa. So this meal is coming at 315 calories, fat 12 grams, saturated fat 5. See, the problem with reading this stuff is you're not going to be happy to eat your food.
And you still have to count for the chicken.
Right, we still have to count for the chicken. But you know what? I say this: eat, enjoy, be merry, be gay, and if you're not happy, go exercise. Go to the gym.
You only live once, right?
You only live once, right? All right, guys. So I think we can safely turn that off. We'll serve up the guest first. So we'll start. Here you go. So some chicken for you there. That looks good, and I will put this ricotta. That looks amazing. We can probably put just a little bit more. Okay, and then salsa verde. I didn't make my own salsa verde. Go ahead. You're our guest cook. Salsa verde. This is just from Gardena, so it should be good. Yeah, it's not super hot, so. Okay, so there's one. We'll do another one. Slide that over. Here you go. Isn't it funny how I started out with wearing glasses as a kid, and then now I'm getting older. I had LASIK. It lasted for a while. Got it in 2006. It wasn't until about late 48 that it started. But I think the LASIK work is just old age, you know, your eyes shift and change.
Well, at least I know now. I know what I have to look forward to because I had LASIK about
Yeah.
10 years ago now.
Mine lasted 13 years. And then about late 48, I started having to reach for the reader's thingies. And then now it kind of cracks me up because I hated glasses as a kid because I was forever like pushing them up or rain and steam and all that mess. Can't see for beans. All right, so I'm going to take this one over.
Should I stay here?
Yeah, you're fine.
Sure.
There should be plenty of room for you. There you go. And now we'll do another.
Beautiful.
There you go. Oh, that's right. You're doing this. I'm just doing the salsa verde. Oh no, you're doing it all right. I forgot. Don't mind me. I have some timers. Sometimes I remember and sometimes I don't. It's a softer version of Alzheimer's, just so you know.
I just have plain old CRS.
Oh, what is that?
Can't remember shit.
Oh. One of the things I was reading was about how you should challenge yourself to remember what you did yesterday. Because there's been times that I'm like, I swear I watched a movie with Doug yesterday. I'm like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble now. I was like, what did we watch last night? I was like, oh, you know why? Because it probably came out at 10 and I should have been sleeping already.
Cool.
There you go, Doug. And let me get you guys a napkin. Oh, look. Chef Garrett's on it.
Cool.
Are you on it like Audrey from with
Type 2
type
diabetes.
diabetes?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen
There's
that.
a commercial and she's the band instructor and they said Audrey's on it. She thinks she's in charge of her type 2 diabetes.
Oh, that's
And you know what? I didn't make enough of things. See, maybe I'll just have one.
Wow.
You lost count after 6?
I did. 1, 2, 4, 10. I think I do that at the gym sometimes. I'm like, is this, wait, what? How's this 11? I think I'm supposed to be on like 13.
You guys, this is amazing.
Very good.
Why'd you like it?
I love the ricotta.
And so it's good to have someone else try the food other than just me and Doug. Because, you know, Doug and I could be lining up the store.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it's so delicious, y'all.
And how's the chili? You're not a big spicy fan, but
It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, good. It's mild enough because if we would have used fresh serranos, then I think we would have run into issues with being too hot.
yeah.
Garrett's good with spice.
Yeah, I do. I handle the spice pretty
Oh,
well. Yeah,
okay.
I would have been solid,
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Wow.
I think so. This is probably going to wind up being a redo, a repeat, a redo.
Mm-hmm.
Not a redo.
Do-over?
Redo. No do-over because that means you messed up.
but
So I think a repeat meal is what I usually say.
oh yeah,
I
definitely.
think we'll need forks too.
Forks.
Mm. Because it spills out.
Those are the best kind of tacos.
Yeah, just use your fingers and lick them. No one's judging.
Mm-hmm.
You can just wash your
Thank you.
hands later. You do that so well. It's so crazy.
You don't have to hold back. Feel free to try some.
Oh, I was going to wait for you to get yours so we can.
What a nice host.
All right, so I think I got to put this off to the side. So, Doug, can you see? Are you busy? Doug's like, I'm not watching. I'm eating.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see? Okay, great. All right, so ready, chef? Let's try it.
See how well these turn out.
Mm. And the garlic,
Mm-hmm.
everything can.
The spinach is so good.
Mm-hmm. The spices are perfect too. Not too hot. So, what do you think, chef?
And the ricotta kind of keeps the tacos together. I think it came out really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I tend to have a pretty sensitive stomach when it comes to a lot of things, even though spicy's not really one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like just really well balanced, not too heavy, no
Yep.
grease at all.
Right.
The pinch of olive oil was nothing.
Right, exactly. And the chicken didn't yield a lot of fat as well.
Mm-mm.
Not at all.
Okay, so to our studio audience, Colleen,
Thumbs up.
thumbs up, thank you. Excellent.
A
Thumbs
Wonderful.
up.
quiet audience is a happy audience.
Right.
right, you're
If they're
right.
not talking, that means they're delicious. Right.
Well, what did Tracy say? She calls them keepers. This is a keeper.
We call them keepers.
Clippers? Okay, so all right, guys, this is the point where we check for any comments. I didn't think we had many viewers.
Gerardo is watching too.
Hi, Gerardo. So is that it? No more comments, you guys? We're gonna check and then we're gonna go and eat.
Mm-hmm.
It looks so good, we ate so fast. I don't think we took pictures of the finished product.
Who know?
There was no time for that.
Well,
Try
we
again.
saw it plated.
Right.
It looked really good.
Okay, guys.
And
So
it's pretty darn simple.
yeah, this is a
Right.
very easy recipe. You can even have your kids do it. Teach them how to cook early if you guys
That's
want
what I
to.
like.
If I can cook it, you can cook it, trust me.
Right. So Garrick says if he can cook it, then anybody can cook it, right? So it's totally foolproof. All right. So this is where I say, guys, thank you for tuning in to Cooking with Victor Jesse. I appreciate your support, and a big thank you to my guest Garrett.
Thank you for having me on.
Oh, definitely. We'll have to do it again.
Absolutely.
Colleen, thank you for coming. Excellent. And all right, guys, I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
These are so good. See, I like to